To weave in the ends, first, on a piece like this, honestly, you just need to decide which is the front and which is the back. Most of the things you knit will have a really obvious front and back, but this doesn't. So I'm just going to decide that this is the back, and I'm going to show you how to weave in the ends. So you're going to need a tapestry needle. If you don't have a tapestry needle and you have like another big needle, you need a needle with a big eye. It'll probably work, but ideally you want one that's not super sharp because you want to go through the stitches and not through the different strands in the yarn. So first off, here's a little trick for threading your needle. I like to fold. So I'm just taking the end of the yarn. I'm not threading it yet. I'm just folding it over and kind of holding it tight over that. And it gives me this nice little pinched end, and I'm putting that little folded pinched end through the needle, and that makes it easier to pull through. I'll do that one more time. So I'm folding the yarn over. Sorry, I keep saying thread. I'm folding the yarn over. I'm kind of keeping that little fold pinched, and then I'm putting it through the folded part through my needle. So now I'm ready to go. All right, so we are looking for, let's look at our knitting here. So on the back we have these bumps going down like little frowny faces, or there's a really good video that I'll link to where she calls them umbrellas, and then smiles, these part, they go the other way. So we are going to go through one little frowny face, and then we're going to come up here to go through a little smiley face. I'm going to pull it through. Next, I'm going to go over the bump of a frowny face, find another smile, and then I'm going to go diagonally back through a frowny face. So we're always going frown to smile or smile to frown. Okay, so we just came through a frowny face here. We're gonna follow the curve of this, go into a frown, and come back up in the same smile that we already went through before. So it's kind of forming this little looping pattern that goes back and forth. And when you're done, it's gonna stay really nice and tidy. And it shouldn't come loose, but it'll still be stretchy and move with the fabric, and you won't be able to see it on the other side. So right here, we just came through a little happy face. We're gonna go over the bump, like over the rainbow, and through, and then again, back down through this one that we already went through before. I'm gonna just kind of do it and not talk about it here for a minute, so hopefully you can see. Over and back down through. I think from what I remember, the general rule of thumb is once you've done about an inch worth, you're good. You can see I cut my end a little bit short here, so it's just as well. We'll see if I can get back through this one. Yeah, not so much. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to undo that, and I'm going to trim it. When you trim the end that you've woven in, you don't want to cut right up next to the fabric because it's going to loosen a little as it settles. So you're going to cut it just a little bit away from the fabric, and that one's done. All right, now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, I'm weaving both of my ends into the back so that it doesn't show on the front, even though that's bugging me a little bit. I'm just gonna let it be. Okay, so again, I'm gonna fold my yarn over the needle, put that little folded end through, Now I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna start right here in this little smile and go up to this frown. What am I saying? I'm gonna start in this frown. Oh goodness. And go up to the smile, there we go. And then I'm gonna come over, go down through, over, go back up through that one that I went through before. That's kind of what's locking it in place. Over, over, this one should be a little bit better example since I left this end a little bit longer. Over. All right, and since this is kind of showing right there, since I ran out of yarn and couldn't end on the direction I wanted, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end with it going out this way this time, towards the center. I'm gonna, again, I'm leaving a little bit there. Try and get it so you can see. I'm going to snip it, so there's still a little bit of a tail that can work its way in. And that's it, I'm done. I knit a washcloth, I can use it. You did it. And from one skein, I don't know because I haven't tried yet to see how many you can get, but at least 2 or 3, probably more like 4 or 5, which is lots and lots of good knitting practice. Ta-da!